Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and Liverpool are in a crisis. It just depends whether it's a mini crisis or it's a major crisis. As Jurgen Klopp approaches the exit door from Anfield, could it all go up in smoke? Could it be that Liverpool just present Jurgen Klopp with a Carabao Cup winners medal and that's it in a season that offered so much? I know Liverpool fans that have tickets and hotels booked in Dublin for the Europa League final in late May. It's written in the stars. Dublin, massive support for Liverpool. We're going to be there to say goodbye to Jurgen Klopp. You're probably not going to be there. In fact, there's probably a 90% chance you're not going to be there. A 3-0 loss at Anfield against Atalanta means that Liverpool have got head, fingers, knees and toes out the door of Europa League. They're probably hanging on with their fingernails. Can they turn that around? Not playing like they did last night. And of course, this comes on hot on the heels of a poor performance at Old Trafford. As a United fan, Liverpool should have beat us in the Cup. They should have beat us in the league. We'll take that point. We'll take that win. But Liverpool have been misfiring for a few weeks now. They're not scoring enough goals. 70% possession last night. They had more chances than Atalanta and they lose the game 3-0. Is the pressure and burden of Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool now becoming problematic? We've looked at this title race. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Some people have said Liverpool have got the easiest run in. But there is always somebody that drops away. We would be very fortunate to have 3 teams going for the title in the last couple of games. Are Liverpool going to be the one that drop away? Because somebody will drop away, and at the moment, something's not quite right at Liverpool. I'd love to know what your thoughts are in the chat. I'll be honest, I've not got a massive amount of interest in the Europa League. I'll save that for next year when United are in it. But I didn't really keep a massive eye on the game. I was out in a restaurant having a meal and keeping an eye on my phone, and I thought it finished 2-0. It was only when I woke up this morning I was like 3-0. That's it. They're done. They're not going to go to Italy and turn that around. I'm tempted to do a watch along next Thursday because I think it's symbolic. They've got to go out there and try and produce something, because if they don't, that will be Jurgen Klopp's last game in charge of Liverpool in Europe. That's the end of the story. So, but I look at the bigger picture. I mean, they've got Crystal Palace at the weekend, then they've got Atalanta. We are into the last knockings now of Jurgen Klopp's career at Liverpool. Is this a crisis they can turn around from? We know they've got big players. We know they've got big mentality players, and they're going to need to dig deep here. The Van Dijks, the Salahs, you know, in fairness to people like Alexis McAllister and Nunez and Diaz, they haven't experienced winning a Premier League. They're not experienced winning a Champions League. Their big game players need to step forward now. And obviously, you know, there are others, Trent and Alisson, that can come back and make a big difference. But you look at their next week, and this is where Liverpool's season will be defined. Liverpool are home on Sunday against Crystal Palace. They should win that. Then there's the Atalanta game where they're going to have to put a lot of effort into that. And then they play Fulham at Craven Cottage on the Sunday, and it's away. And Fulham are a tough team. You never know what you're going to get. Fulham symbolise this Premier League. So I think that, do Liverpool give up on the Europa League? Do they just go, you know what, Fulham away on the Sunday, that could be the end of our Premier League if we don't win that? Do you go over to Italy and try and turn around a 3-0, which is going to absolutely sap your energy levels mentally and physically, and then have to go to Craven Cottage against a very, you know, good and energetic and fresh Fulham team, and potentially put a lot of effort into the Atalanta game and not quite do enough and lose, and then you're tired for that Fulham game. And then on the Wednesday, they're playing Everton away. So, I don't know. Are Liverpool now the more vulnerable team out of Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool in the title race? Liverpool, it's the psychological blow. On the other hand, it could be the bounce back that they need. It could be the kick up the backside they need. Sometimes Jurgen Klopp's retiring. It's all written in the stars, you know, and when it's written in the stars, is it written in your heart? Is it written in your head? Do you think you're just on a fantasy drive of, oh yeah, we're going to get to Dublin and we're going to win the European Cup in Klopp's last game. We're going to win the Premier League. It's the hard yards now. Have the Liverpool players got it in them to do it? Jurgen Klopp will have it in him. You know, he'll be doing everything he needs motivationally, but the players now have got to have turned something round. And look, they probably should have beaten Man United at the weekend, and they'd be in a lot stronger position in the Premier League. They're still in a very strong position. They still can turn it around. The results that Liverpool are having, when you look at it, even Atalanta, certainly Manchester United, Sheffield United, I know it was a tight win, They're creating lots of chances. They're dominating possession. They're just not putting teams away. That can change overnight. It's a smaller problem than we're playing badly, we're not creating chances, and we're losing. So it can turn for Liverpool. I just think they've got lost on a crest of a wave. I think there is a manager and maybe certain players that are winding down their Liverpool careers. And this is a very competitive Premier League. And obviously it's a very competitive European tournament. And you can't just go into it on a fantasy ride of this is the Klopp's farewell tour, because you will get kicked in the nuts, and that's what's happened there. There's also an interesting point about what this means for Aston Villa and Spurs. I don't know whether anybody is aware of how it's looking with regards to that, but I was looking at this morning and whether fifth place in the Champions League is... somebody said it was 90% certain that we were going to get it. I don't know, with Leverkusen beating West Ham, Atalanta, Bayern Munich are in a good position. I don't know how it will work now in relation to the where we are in. You've got to finish in the top two coefficients in relation to scores. Italy are leaders at the moment, I think, but we're currently second or third actually to Germany. Leverkusen's late goals against West Ham have nudged Germany back above England after only one of the 5 Premier League teams in action could muster a first leg lead. If Leverkusen and Bayern can finish the job against the Hammers and Arsenal, Germany would appear to have a clear advantage in this race, which means it's back to top 4 again. So look, you know, it's not been a good week for the English teams. You're all right if you're Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. You're going to be in the Champions League next year. But Spurs and Villa are now fighting for 4th again, when they might have been thinking 4th and 5th would get them in. Because, of course, England had a crap week in Europe, and we need teams to get through. Liverpool are probably going to go out. West Ham are probably going to go out. Arsenal could go out. Villa did quite well, but they're in the Conference League. Man City still Real Madrid. So it could be that instead of 5 teams now, you've got 4, which means Villa, might not be in the Champions League if Spurs can get the job done. So a terrible week for Liverpool, and a terrible week for English teams in Europe as well. I think there's a separate conversation there. Why have we struggled badly? I mean, Leverkusen are a good team. I'd fancy them against West Ham, but Liverpool should be beating Atalanta. I think Arsenal should have beaten Bayern Munich and now face a real tough game next week. And obviously Real Madrid, Man City was going to be tough. But I think Liverpool are the big shock. They're the big shock this week. Is it a mini crisis? Is it a big crisis? Let us know what your thoughts are. Get your comments in below. And don't forget as well, of course, we won't forget. I don't know why I forgot with that. Where's that gone? Oh, I get. Oh, it is. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Get up on the stage. Don't be shy. Goldbridge Saves Football. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. Brand new Friday preview out. We're talking about why it could be Ten Hag's last game. How Arsenal are in trouble a little bit. They've got to, get back to Premier League ways after that Champions League game. Also, Goldbridge in there. Some brilliant either-ors, Bellingham or Foden. Listen to it by scanning the QR code. It's also visually available as well on our homepage as well. So support the podcast, you ultras. I'll speak to you soon. Tomorrow we're live with the watch-along as well. It's a lunchtime kickoff. It's Newcastle against Spurs. That top 4 race is becoming big again, because 5th place is looking like it's not going to get Champions League now. Thank you everyone for watching. Take care, smash a like and get your comments in below.